Hi guys, in the last video tutorial I showed you how to create a child theme with the minimum files required. Now in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to copy over some of the core files into your child theme so you can go ahead and start modifying them. If we go to our website and just verify that we've loaded our child theme, we can do that by just modifying any of the CSS elements. So under themes, DirectPress mark-child theme, which is our new child theme, we can go quickly and just modify the styles. And just say, for example, change the background to green. If I refresh the page, we can now see that obviously the styling has been taken from our child theme and the theme is correctly loading the files from our child theme. So now what we want to do is start customizing some of the elements. So if we start, for example, on a listing page, this is a listing page here, the listing page file is what we call an underscore single.php file. So let me take you through some of the files quickly. Back to themes folder, DirectPress. There's two differences between some of the files we've created. One is with an underscore, which means it's a template file, and one is without an underscore, which means it's a core file. Never edit a core file. So any of these files without an underscore should never be edited directly, and you should never drag any of these files into your child theme. You should only ever be editing template files. So if I click on template underscore DirectPress, we can see we have a gallery, an item, a single file, and these are template files. So I could take this single file, copy it, take it over to our child theme folder, copy it and paste it in there, and now when I refresh the page it's going to be loading the file from our child theme file rather than our core theme file. I can verify this again by opening the file up, modifying some of the code, testing output, saving it, going back to our website and just giving it a refresh. And as you can see now we have this testing output at the top, which means it's loading the content from our child theme and not our core theme. And we can do that with anything. For example, we have a header, we could just create a new file called header underscore php. Here we can then open it up, add some sample code, testing output, save, refresh the page, and as you can see now we've got testing output at the top. So what we're basically doing is we've created the files within our child theme folder with an underscore, in this case underscore single or underscore header, and the child theme is now being loaded instead of the core theme files. Now let me give you a quick warning, you should never really be copying core theme files into your child theme unless you absolutely must do. And it's key to remember that anything you put in your child theme folder will be hard coded. So it means that anybody that tries to modify that core header file will not be able to edit the core header file because you've copied it over to your child theme. So only copy content over to the child theme if you absolutely must have to. And it's always a good option that if you're only editing very basic stuff in the header, say for example you're only editing say the logo area, there's no point to copy your whole header file over just to edit the logo header, the logo area. It's easy to use hooks and functions, and there's a video tutorial in the next release that shows you how to do that. So what I can do in this case, since I'm only going to be demonstrating how to use the testing output file, is I can copy the header file over. But in a live production child theme, I wouldn't really want to use the header file, so I would delete it. And it's the same with the footer, I wouldn't use that either. I might, however, want to continue using the single file, which is a single page here, because I might want to change some of the buttons. So I could open up this single file here, scroll down, you can then find the button code, which are these ones here, and then you could obviously edit and remove them any way you like. So if I wanted to drop off say the social networking options, I can just delete the file here, and I go back to my website and the share button has now vanished. Now again, I don't recommend you edit the core files directly unless you absolutely must have to, because as I just showed you in this example, by deleting or removing this social networking option, this button here, I've now also removed the ability to edit that in the admin area, because in the admin area of the theme content under display settings tab, search listing page, there is already an option to do that. So the user has the option, the admin, to turn it on and off. If you remove it from the core file, then the user no longer has the option to do that. So when they make the changes here in the admin, it won't be represented on your child theme, which means then your child theme is almost broken in many respects because you haven't kept the same functionality. So when you're creating a child theme, make sure you keep in some of the core functionality. Anything that has a button or an option applied to it, say for example, if so a display social is yes, it means then it's an option in the admin area. So you don't need to remove it from the code, you should add the option into your child theme. Another very important file that can be added as part of your child theme is what we call a functions file. So if I create a functions file, I'll just copy this one over, rename it underscore functions, and then it's a .php file. So I can open it up and remove all of the existing content from the single file. The functions file allows you to apply WordPress functionality within your child theme. So any of the existing hooks and plugin options and functions, etc. within WordPress, you can put in your functions file. And the functions file is loaded when WordPress initially loads on page load. So anything you want to include into the top of your header, footer, content, etc. can all be loaded using the functions file. And any of the plugins, if you want to add your own plugins, should all be added also into the functions file. Now, a lot of the child themes that you'll see that we create, we don't ever include any of the single or function file options here. We only include this single underscore functions file. We don't ever copy a header file or a footer file over. It should always be added to a functions file. And what we can do using this file is then use custom hooks and filters and apply those into the header instead. Now obviously it's a little bit more of an advanced tutorial, and I've included that in the next video file. In this tutorial I've basically just tried to demonstrate how to copy some of the design files, which are files that start with an underscore, into your child theme, and then so that they're loaded instead of the core ones.